tonight's Skeptic and Ranting. How atheism makes you stupid? That's right.
Atheism.
This is your brain. You're just... And then you just crack a egg right over the stove. This is your brain not believing in God. That's right, where we are watching a video from the channel ShockofGod. I like how he says that every time.
Shaka Zulu? No, ShockofGod.
Yes. I honestly...
Like the Emperor with his electrical force energy. Yeah.
I feel like that's just God telling us that he's into shock play. But, you know, whatever, God. You do you. But, yes, we're watching a video called How Atheism Makes You Stupid. So won't you join James W. and myself, Amy Newman, for a stupidly good time? What is up, everyone?
Good to be back, guys.
Yes, it's good to be back on the intertubes, being beamed through the World Wide Web, and I want to thank you for joining us. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, all the things that now people do in horror movies right before they die. Anyway, also set that bell icon right to all so that you can join our live streams like this one, Hi Live Stream, or more premieres. I need to do stand-up again. Yes, oh my God, I've been craving it. Anyway, during the show, please feel free to tag us at James W.
She needs it. She wants it.
Oh my God. And I'll be honest, James, I'm used to monologuing and I want to monologue more. And then I also want to do crowd work. I've never done crowd work. I'm a little scared, and yet I also kind of want to try that out. But there's only one way. You learn to swim. You got to get in the pool. With floaties.
Hump day heathens.
Lifeguard.
Yes,
Woo! Hump day. That is true. It was Wednesday. Sending so much love out there. I guess it is Wednesday if you're in California or something like that. Still, right?
Yeah. It's Thursday here on planet Earth.
Listen, we could go back in time, forward in time. It's amazing. You actually can't go back in time. That we know of. Anyway.
Look, the clock is going backwards. That means lunch won't be until yesterday.
And lunch will always be pizza. But yes.
That was dinner.
Not too
Marco's
bad.
Pizza, full moon. They have the 2-for-1 special. Can't beat it.
When I get asked by Rachel, Sissy, all these people, like, why do you eat so much pizza? And I used to go to work at my retail job, and they would give me a 30-minute break, and I would hustle my way to pizza and get 2 slices of pizza and come back and shove it in my face. And it was the best part of the day. And so I could eat a lot of pizza per week. It's almost like
Quickly.
a GDP of pizza. Yes.
What if you just started making like for 24 hours, the answer to every question is one, like Ben Shapiro. Why do you eat pizza so much? Ben Shapiro.
And okay,
what do you want for dinner tonight? Ben
Shapiro.
It's all about the Shapiro.
He apparently likes the Odyssey. And I haven't seen the Odyssey, but the reviews seem to be that it's pretty good, amazing. And so I'm looking forward to watching it legally or illegally, one way or the other. If the FBI or CIA CIA is watching
for that. Yeah.
I am now coming from Portugal or somewhere. Anyway, how is everyone doing? When you get to sign up for our premieres and live streams, we get to say, hey, what is up, Robin? What is up, Trusty? What is up, Professor? What is up, everybody? Dave Gar.
Good to see you. Amy is alive. We have proof of life, confirmation of life.
And multicellular, and a mammal, and an ape. James.
And a member of the genus Homo?
Yes, it's kind of crazy, but all of us are homos. Homo sapiens.
Yes, I have a graphic made of that.
Yeah, I like your graphic. But the spell check edited my message back to you that made it seem like I was lecturing you on AI. But what I meant to say is no, that's a good way to use it. I would say this is what I used to tell students as well, because AI is the future. There's no way around it. And you have two options. Yes. Well, the better option is to actually understand artificial intelligence, understand that it's a tool, understand that it's an assistant. It can never and should never be the scientist. However, it is your assistant. You ask it questions, you ask it to do something, you try to tell it to get you good data and print out sources. And generally, exactly.
It can do just way faster, way more efficient than a human, and that's just reality.
Well, and a lot of what it's evolved from is the fact that Google is sitting here with all this data and other learning language models, and they're sitting here with all this data, and people just do simple Google searches. But the thing is that we've done billions, if not trillions, of Google searches. So now what it's saying is, look, I can just do way more than that. I can collect and do entire spreadsheets of data. I can really go into deep dives. I can make you different graphs and generate things. You just need to have me set the parameters. You need to really know good questions to ask. You need to know good inputs to get. But we've seen before.
Make me a chart of all mammal penis sizes and do a graphic of all male members of that in mammalia with their penises next, so I can compare.
I want to just point out, because a lot of times people say we're just being graphic just to be graphic, and yet these are subjects that these creationists bring up in a lot of conversations. And so I'm just going to say, again, this is where their mind goes. But yeah, but we've also seen live.
I'm sure they.
We had that data search where it was a creationist source, and we're like, "What is this?" And we clicked it, and it went back to like answers in Genesis. And so that is the other thing. It's just like anything else that you Google, though. AI, you just got to make sure the sources are good, or the inputs that you're putting in are from a source that actually isn't being malicious, like trying to use evolution to destroy evolution, or what?
Like the one AI, what I mean. The one of the videos I sent you where this Jim Bob guy, he basically beats up an AI and he tricks it into saying there's no evidence for evolution, and that's because these AIs are designed at a certain level to be polite and compliant, and they want you to pay, they want you to subscribe to them, so they're less likely to say you're an idiot. Please go on.
I would say it does have generally certain parameters to tell you when you're wrong, because it wants to tell you. But yes, you can kind of, Jimmy, I'm trying to think, you could kind of bully the AI.
It's a form, like almost a form of hacking it.
And again, it's what do you give it access to? Right. Gemini and things like that. It's going to be pulling from Google, but there are sources, if you want, that aren't credible that it could still pull from. And so again, you could make it have that mindset without having
Reddit it'll show you like sometimes the sources. You're like, okay, that's a Reddit page, and that's an Instagram page, which not necessarily that those are bad, but they're susceptible to people posting things on there that are not the highest quality data to Reddit or Instagram.
Exactly. You have to do the same thing that you're doing with any other search. is you got to look at the sources and make sure that you're getting valid data. But on that, and I'll let James say one more, but then we're going to, I guess, pivot. We're going to get into it.
Yeah.
Okay. But I liked your graph.
We're ready. It's good to see you guys. It's really good to be back. Hopefully we won't be as long before we're back.
Yes. I always say that I don't want to jinx it because now every time I feel like it has a meme every time. Yeah. We're going to do way more. But I want to. And so I'm happy to be back. Let's have fun. I don't want to spoil anything because of just how much this guy is. I guess we'll talk about the intellectual side, after James. But let's get into it.
It's your motor running. Get out on the highway. Born to be wild, baby.
You know what's funny? I've watched this almost 3 or 4 times, and I've almost never watched him do him actually driving, which is what we're gonna see tonight.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like motorcycles. I think motorcycles are cool, but we are indeed going to be watching a video. Actually, you know what? Let me say it with it up there with the playback speed to 1 and change all of the things. Feels good to be getting back into it. What is he saying?
Spooky bed hair.
Dude, I am now getting share. Haha. Entire screen.
Found it.
There we go. Found it. All right. We are going to be watching a video from ShockofGod called, I can't help myself, called How Atheism Makes You Stupid. We're hopefully not going to be getting a speeding ticket today. I'm kind of a cowgirl myself, so I can't make too much fun. But let's get into it.
Join us today in another video. This video is titled How Atheism Makes...
and he's about to be very ableist and very graphic language in a second. I went back and forth whether I should show this or not. But why don't I show you what a real Christian sounds like? And I'm using that loosely because that's a No True Scotsman. But
people stupid.
-1. Hello.
I used to be an atheist, and I realized
you didn't.
Atheism
you didn't.
Makes you believe in some stupid, mentally retarded things. So we're going to be taking this motorcycle, and I'm going to be explaining to you.
A God-fearing Christian, ladies and gentlemen. What is up, God equals square root? Spooky, that's so funny. Well, I mean, if you're asking, might as well be that position. I tease. What is up, everyone? Let's get into it, even though this guy's already an asshole.
All the stupid things that atheists have to believe in.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Here we go. I'm going to start off with...
Stop saying we. Nobody says we.
Number one problem with atheism.
Let's go! Synthetic banjo queued up. Oh, he got a drone, Amy. He got himself a drone.
There we go.
Look
He's
at that.
technologically sophisticated.
He went down to the Walmart, got himself a drone. Okay. Got a GoPro.
When I was an atheist, I noticed, of course I was a kid, but when I was an atheist.
I don't know why this continues to confuse me because, James, both of us were theists when we were children, right? And I don't want to pull that card. I know he's already pulling that card, but I don't know what
it's
that
just
means.
A matter of fact, we were.
Exactly.
I noticed that atheism is not based on evidence at all. Evidence is not required to be an atheist. This worried me as I tapped my finger to the GoPro.
Yes, because it actually doesn't require evidence to believe anything. Can we all just admit that? We'd like
they can be formed through a lack of evidence.
Exactly. Well, two things. They could be formed for a lack of evidence, but I also just want to put down that, like, you can believe anything and you don't have to have good evidence. Now, James and I are skeptics. We want to have good evidence. I think we both should say, as rational humans, Homo sapiens, we should want to have good evidence. Nonetheless, there are lots of theists out there that believe for bad reasons or no reasons. And I'm sure there are atheists out there that believe for bad reasons or no reasons.
In fact, as for James, a bad reason.
Exactly. As James already pointed out, when we say that we are not believing because there's no evidence, that is because we went out and looked and we're convinced that there's not. It's not us trying to shove no evidence in your face. All right, unless do you have another? I feel bad.
We're willing to listen and review what they submit as evidence. It's just when they do, it's very underwhelming.
Exactly. And yes, shout out to all the theists out there. I will say we always give priority to theists out there, especially if you're in chat when we do open mics. So come one, come all, not on my sheets, but you get priority. I know we have a dirty mouth here, but God's watching. So what can I say?
How can a rational person believe in something that has no evidence? So when I started debating atheists, when I became Christian, which has evidence, I would use this in debate. I would tell my atheist opponent, let's debate what is more rational, atheism or belief in God?
Well, and I would take that offer up anytime because atheism is more rational. I think there's reasons to not believe in a God, and I'll go into that, but it is perfectly more rational to look at the evidence, say there is no good evidence for a God, and thus I am going to refrain or withhold belief until you give me some. I would actually say it is either irrational or less rational to just suddenly believe in a God because you didn't find any evidence for that God to exist.
I will put up all my
prove a negative,
evidence.
So it's got to be on them to provide evidence. They can't expect us to prove he doesn't, which is actually what they do. That's what they want. They're trying to force us in the position of proving a negative, knowing we can't, and then use theirs as the default.
And I wanted to truly wait until we were in the video to say this, but his main shtick tonight is going to be shrugging off the burden of proof.
Basically, yeah, more or less.
His main magic trick.
For the existence of God against all your evidence, of which they have none.
It's logically impossible.
Don't need any. Again, as we go on tonight, eventually going to give you some because you're going to keep on making the shrugging off the burden.
And inevitably, the atheist would say, well, atheism is not based on evidence. They would admit it. We're going to be hitting some good speeds, I promise. We just have a couple of lights here. So let me give you an example. For example, the Atheist Experience show messes up all the time.
Oh, they hate that show.
Another thing that he's going to be going. They get
so triggered by it lately.
The Atheist Experience. I know. I don't know why. Sending love to the Atheist Experience.
They claim that if you say something doesn't exist, that you lack a belief in it, it therefore doesn't exist.
But wait, he just malformed it.
This is not.
You just said if you say something doesn't exist. That's not the claim. The claim is we do not believe that it does exist, not that we affirmatively believe it does not. He just malformed the whole thesis right there.
Well,
he doesn't understand it.
Again, they want to basically shove the burden onto us and say, well, we believe in God And we are going to not believe, we will only not believe in God when you show us God doesn't exist.
The atheists don't give an argument or evidence against.
All right. And again, I was waiting and waiting. I want him to say his shtick, but he's got the same shtick anyway. And so I'm going to go over, I would say, my atheist cosmological argument. I get told all the time this is not Kalam, and I go, yeah, I know. Kalam's terrible anyway, so I'm glad.
Yeah, definitely not.
But he keeps on saying the same thing. So let's start with two premises and a conclusion. Everything that exists has a cause. You claim God exists. Conclusion, God has a cause. I like this argument because it does two things. If they say, well, yes, everything has a cause, well, then I say, why can't the universe have a cause? And if they say no, well, then why do we need this God? If everything doesn't have a cause, then the universe may not.
So if you keep going back, eventually you're going to get to a point where there is no coherent cause by the way that we in the way that we would understand cause and effect, right? Causality breaks down at a certain point, and that happens for a God model or a non-God model. You either get to a point where something just exists, and which makes more sense, a complicated God or infinite energy? Just energy, boom, just energy, that's it.
I also don't understand where this God would exist. They say it exists outside time and space, but to exist, you need to have time and space. Right?
Well, he created that. He's above that. He created time. He's got to be outside of time. He created space. He can't be contained by space.
But if you created something, that means you are using time. Because you have to, there was a point where it wasn't created, and then there was a point where it was created. Yeah. Which you
can't put God in your box of your mind. What God, your mind can conceive. God's bigger than your mind.
Yes, and hopefully he's bigger everywhere. But yeah, I would like to know, because either everything has a cause, in which case I want to know God's cause. That means that God needs a God.
Oh, that's a category error. You're putting God in the wrong category. He's in a category by himself of uncaused things. And by the way, that's not a special pleading.
Yes, exactly. Not special pleading. But God also has special powers. He is the special creator. God has really
He's got the whole world
hands.
in his hands, Spooky.
The existence of God. So what they'll say is they lack a belief in God.
Well, exactly. Yes, exactly. He doesn't
imagine hating on religion. That's kind of what we do. But also welcome. We like people that disagree with us.
Here's the problem. If I say I lack belief in atheism, I don't think it's true. I don't think it's accurate. I don't think it's correct. And I'm in a debate with an atheist, and the atheist says, well, he lacks a belief in God. He doesn't believe the existence of God is true or correct. If we're in a debate, we would be tied, wouldn't we?
Well, no, because not believing something because there's no evidence is not the same as believing something because there's no evidence. The other example I wanted to bring up is unicorns. And I know they hate like when we do this, the unicorns and the pixies. But yes, James and I, proudly, I believe you're going to agree with me. We're a unicornist, a pixiest, right?
I've never seen any evidence for unicorns.
But we don't really use those labels because there aren't many people during December asking for unicorn donations. Generally.
Well, one second here. Do you have the Skeptic's Annotated Bible?
Yes.
Can you pull it up? Let's pull it up real quick. We'll do a little side quest here.
All right, where are we going?
Numbers 23:22.
Numbers.
Old Testament, beginning. There you
go. Hey, we're past Numbers, aren't we?
Yeah, we are. We're in Joshua.
Holy moly. All right.
23:22.
23:22. All right. Can you see? You want me to go a little bit?
There you go.
All right. God brought them out of Egypt. He has it where the strength of a unicorn. Oh, God.
So we do have evidence in a particular work of ancient literature for the existence of unicorns. I mean, this is evidence that somebody thought that they were a philosophical or imaginative concept.
James, see, here's the problem. Now someone's going to say, well, I mean, the Bible says that unicorns exist. So, I mean...
Oh, I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are Christians who do. Like, Ken Hovind is dragons were real. They just call them dinosaurs. They just call them dragons. Dinosaurs are in the Bible. They're called dragons, and they did breathe fire.
We do have to give the Bible like that. Like, horses do exist. And I'll give Ket that, dinosaurs did exist. So, at least that's closer than God.
Well, there's several other scriptural references to unicorns, but that should be enough to show that
of course
unicorns are a part of the Bible.
But this is what I mean. Most people, including most Christians, probably don't accept unicorns. Right. And so it's not because of them having evidence.
Interpreted as literary poetry, poetic.
Exactly. But it's they don't sit there ranting about these people that believe in pixies.
However, the problem is that's all the atheists have. Then the Christian brings up the cosmological argument. Whatever begins to exist must have a cause. The universe began to exist. The universe must have a cause. The cosmos.
Okay, and that is what I so much despise about Kalam, is this begins to exist, because then they say their God never begins to exist. But first of all, we can only go back to the Big Bang. And as far as we can tell, I mean, from a layman's position, a laywoman, we can't, there is no nothing. I always ask them, because they say atheists believe in something coming from nothing. The universe, actually, it was all in just a single point. That's not a nothing. That's actually a lot of something.
Infinite energy.
Yeah, exactly. And so, yeah, to our our Homo sapien brains, yes, we can understand what is going on when the Big Bang is at a quantum level. Because we don't work that way. We work at a Newtonian and, general relativity. These are the scales that we tend to be using in this universe.
I mean, you're talking about a singular event that happened 14 billion years ago. The evidence for it replicated. It's not something that you can easily test and experiment on. So a lot of it does fall within the realm of philosophy, and it kind of is forced to be described in those abstract philosophical terms and conceptualized, because there's a lot about it we don't understand, and that's okay.
And also,
a cause, it could have a cause that we just can't understand.
Yeah, I mean, first cause arguments are so useless to me, because I believe that truly only atheistic first causes should only be discussed. Now, I get it. Theists want to put their hat in the circle, but like I want to just modify, because I don't think I quite properly spoke when I gave my own syllogism for one of the points. Hold on, I'm going to take a sip here. All right. Either if everything needs a cause, then God needs a cause. If everything doesn't need a cause, then the universe doesn't need a cause. Why do we need a God? There we go. I had to truly write it down, but that's what often happens with these very deductive arguments. But send in love if anyone disagrees with my syllogism, with my conclusion, because I often get people, again, who tell me, but that's not Kalam. And I go, oh, yes, you're right. Because I don't use shady language like begins to exist.
Like legalese, like they're trying to legally write God into the universe.
Yes.
Like a lawyer writing a contract.
You put everything in one box and you say, well, these are the things that need a cause. And then you put God outside that bubble. And by put him, I mean
special pleading.
Literally you're writing him there into existence. It is special pleading. Exactly. And my thing is always God becomes a plot hole. Like, it is just completely unuseful. That's why I like that argument. But yeah, let's continue. Hopefully not getting a speeding ticket. If you just joined us, we're talking about how atheism makes you stupid, apparently.
Be personal. It can't be material, because all space...
You know what? Hold on. Because I talk for so much. I don't
first began to exist. The universe must have a cause. The cause must be personal. It can't be material. Because all space, time, matter, energy came into it.
Makes up all these conditions, which is what the majority of creationists do.
Basically, it's got to be our God. It's got to be the Christian God. He's the only one that can meet the criteria that we ourselves made up.
Exactly.
See, the Christian has a worldview that covers all these things.
Okay, that doesn't mean they're true. Just because it covers it doesn't mean that
that's the Mr. Batman fallacy. Mr. Batman, I realized my atheism, I didn't have answers to all the questions, so I decided I need a worldview that answers every possible question you could ever ask, and that's Christianity. But doesn't mean they're right answers.
Says so right in this book, James. Everything you need.
He has a good worldview, but the atheist can't explain where the universe came from. The atheist is just
being honest. Just because you don't know something doesn't mean you should fill in the answer.
A presuppositional atheist.
And I love this, him attacking the word presuppositional. Take that, presuppositionalist. Even Christians hate you and try to use
your pipe and smoke it.
Supposition means is you start off with the premise that something is true. But this is not really rational. You can't start off with the premise that atheism is true.
Again, the irony, James. Neither of us started our lives with thinking that atheism is true. I mean, and I get it. There are people out there. There are born atheists. Their parents were atheists, or just never believed in it. It again.
Never went to church or synagogue. Never believed,
or were just raised in it. But there's going to be a lot of atheists who have good reasons. And again, not having good evidence for theism is still a powerful evidence. I'll go over more. I feel, but I guess I'll go. Every time I say I'll go over more, I feel like I'm trying to set up like he does, which I don't want to do. But I also want to let him speak before I ramble.
You have to give arguments for it. So the Christian worldview has explanatory scope. Why do we see so much design if
we don't see so much design? Okay, another argument. What we see is a chaotic world. And so when we have systems like evolution, when we understand where the elements came from and things like supernova, when we understand things like the habitable zone around Earth, it doesn't look designed.
We live in a very high entropy universe with localized pockets of less entropy where organized systems can exist. That's what we are, right? But the whole universe is still very high entropy.
I mean, I think someone once said if we're intelligently designed for anything, it's to make black holes.
Oh, the physics of the universe, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, if they were intelligently designed to make anything, it's black holes, yeah. Which, by the way, the black hole era of the universe will far eclipse the brief window that we live in now. The 100 trillion years of stellar formation, by the way.
And again, the other irony, black holes tend to be the center of most, galaxies. And so in some way, we should be thankful for black holes, but it doesn't seem to be life that is permeating a lot through the universe. Maybe it is, but, I'm waiting.
There's a lot more space than there is life.
Hey, James, I'll tell you which administration isn't going to tell us anything about aliens. Yeah. Okay, anyway, let's get back into 2
years left. We'll see.
2 years. If the aliens came down tomorrow and they said that we have made a deal and we are now going to be governing instead of your president, I would say finally. I would say time for Commander Beep Boop. What are we doing?
I thought you were going to say that he made a deal to put hotels and golf courses on their planet. As part of disclosure.
100%. Not even a doubt in my mind. That would be
Trump hotels all over.
We would have sold the planet.
Zerg.
But however, exactly, there at least would be a casino or a hotel on Zerg. Exactly.
And then he can file bankruptcy there. He can be the first one to introduce the concept of bankruptcy.
The joke used to be, how do you bankrupt a casino? And now the rumor is, well, you don't want to succeed to begin with if you're money laundering. But that's just a conspiracy. Let me take the tinfoil off. Let's just use the straight up, more sensible thing that he's just bad at capitalism. I guess if you try to make everything gold, it probably makes like winning money. You're the house. You just need to sit there and have pretty women and alcohol. And oh my God, it's so easy. Anyway,
we would just see randomness, but we see so much design and order. The Christian view has explanatory scope. The atheist view cannot explain where DNA came from. DNA is a language.
James, can I also say the most frustrating thing? Sometimes
DNA is a chemical.
When I do, well, yes, DNA is a chemical. It is not designed. It came by natural processes. But they'll often, the people who deny evolution and stuff like that, I'll do the whole shtick. Well, you were a simian, and you were a mammal, and you were blah, 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 blah. And then you go, and then the planets, and then the supernova, and then you go back and the first stars, and then you get to the Big Bang, and then they go, well, what created that, or what formed that? And you go, well, we don't know. They go, ha! And you go, bitch.
And
my French. I just went through and I get it from scientists.
You can't explain anything.
I discovered it. Exactly. You can't explain anything. And we just spent 15 minutes going through how we became simians. You can't. You basically, when we ask the same question back, James, you know what the most given answer I get for the diversity of the different animals? Do you know how they came and how?
Fire away. Let me know. What is it?
He spoke it into existence. Yeah. Oh well, shit. Why didn't we throw out the biotext? Why didn't we put that in there?
And look how much work that takes. How much work does it take to give a coherent, naturalistic explanation? A lot. It takes a lot of explaining and work and research and study that we have to build this model of reality. And they don't have to do any work. They can just get out of bed and say, "No, God did it." That's like like that debate between Mark Reed and Jim Bob. Like this guy Jim Bob, this creationist. He's an Orthodox Christian. He basically Mark Reed. He's asking Mark Reed for explanations, and Mark Reed is giving them. He just keeps moving one step back. Well, what did that evolve from? Okay, well, what
exactly? That's that entire shit. Two things. First of all, sending love to Mark Reed. You should all be checking out his amazing channel and the content and debates that he does. But also, yes, that's what I mean. They do the shtick. I could sit there. I haven't memorized, but again, I'm good at rhetoric. I get this from scientists. Do you know what I mean? And so it's not. And Mark gets it from scientists. And so. The stint for Navy SEALs, yes. Unfortunately, it's that I don't just hate the Navy or the Marines, it's the world government. Specifically, the world government that's trying to chase pirates while Luffy is trying to get the One Piece. Wait, no, that's something different. Never mind. Anyway, let's get back into it. And, we're talking about how stupid atheism is, but mostly it's just this guy's grievances and Kalam.
An intelligent mind created DNA. But if we were to believe the atheist view, we have to believe that luck and chance. Remember, if it's not guided, it's luck and chance. Let's get around this guy.
This is another thing that annoys me. Okay. First of all, as James just said, not necessarily. We probably live actually in a very deterministic universe. Number two, saying luck and chance, like again, it's this wash away thing. Okay, but sometimes the chances of it happening are good. We live in the habitable zone. Again, we have comets that shoot all of this high H2O
heavy elements,
our planet.
Water, heavy elements. And
so, first of all, and another thing, it's 1 out of 1 because it did happen. Now we're looking at hindsight. And two, chance does not mean that it is a bad chance. Okay, continue, James. I'm sorry.
What if you had like a really big, ginormous universe, and you filled it with galaxies and planets to offset the odds that you can say, yes, in any one particular planet, the odds are very low. Granted, yes, the odds are low that it could happen, but just like how evolution works, rabbits are pretty defenseless animals. Rabbits are. They get eaten by wolves, snakes, but so evolution, what did evolution do? It made them hypersexual, so they have a fuck ton of babies.
Yep.
It has more than one way to skin a cat. Okay, we will breed so much that you can't possibly eat us all. So yeah, the wolves and rattlesnakes and they can eat a bunch of us, but we won't breed faster than you can kill us.
And it's two things. It's the fact that they can run away so fast and then breed. You run away and then hump. Not to, be too graphic, but that is how they survive the fact that a wolf, a coyote, a rattlesnake, everything is hunting them. Jim Bob with his gun. Everyone's trying to get the rabbit. Sending love, Trusty 8. this video will go by pretty fast, and then we'll open it up to the open mic, and then it's late for us, so James and I will probably, head out after it. But if there's a theist or a creationist that joins us, what day is it? It's about to be Thursday. We'll stay till Friday, probably.
I have to go into work tomorrow at 11 a.m. So,
James, you can live stream from work with the creator.
From work, okay. Yeah, I guess I could.
But all right, let's get back into it. We were asking ourselves how atheism makes you stupid. We're just in it right now. We're getting there.
We have to believe that luck and chance did it. The atheists are guilty of luck and chance of the gaps.
Again, you could see what Craw's in there, like James. This is what he thinks about. Like he's
God of the gaps, God of the gaps, God of the gaps,
God of the gaps. They say God of the gaps. That's all they say. God of the gaps. Exactly. God of the gaps. Science of the gaps. How about that?
Used to say naturalism of the gaps.
Naturalism of the gaps.
Except the difference is that we know the natural world exists. So using that as an explanation is actually verified by reality. We don't know that a life-creating, universe-creating genie poofs things out of nothing. We've never seen one of those. We don't know that they exist. So if you're proposing that as a solution, you have to kind of show that that's plausible. Gapes?
Basically, I don't know. I don't know the gaps. They have ignorance. And now they're trying to say, this is why God exists. I'm sorry, but if you don't have evidence for something, we shouldn't believe it. It's that simple.
Don't believe it.
Now, another problem with atheism is you notice they always bash God. I'm always hitting these bumps. They always bash God, but they never bash Satan.
I love this point because it's such a Christian mindset, James.
He doesn't exist.
Exactly.
Why we?
And this kind of gives evidence to the fact that the atheist really hates God. In fact,
again, we don't hate your God. It's that we, first of all, the character themselves, very distasteful. But I don't like Voldemort either.
Or Sauron.
Neither of which, or Sauron. Exactly. We don't think they're real, however. And
Emperor
the point
Palpatine. You hate Emperor Palpatine.
Exactly.
He's a mythological. He's a character in
James,
a story.
I don't know if you know this, but somehow Palpatine returned.
Yeah,
anyway, I'm trying to make
Disney,
my memes.
How to destroy a franchise while extracting maximum amount of wealth from it.
And yet, I still love Star Wars. I just, at least where George Lucas used to have his thing where he wanted to retouch everything. So, we all go through a stage. It should have been Darth Jar Jar Binks, James.
Yeah.
Then I would have forgiven them for everything. Everything. But yes.
Section below, you're going to see videos of errors and mistakes that I found that the atheists.
Really? That's weird. Check his comments? No.
Mistakes in the Bible, errors in the
James,
Bible.
we don't have time to check his comments section. That's silly. We'll just.
Experience show has made. They don't know the Bible. They don't know science. They don't understand cosmology.
He's talking about the atheist experience.
Actually,
he's talking.
Atheists often know the Bible better than Christians.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah,
I'm not saying all of them do, but often the case. Yes.
All right, you guys, as you know, the Atheist Experience Show has been messing up again.
What the heck? The Atheist Experience Show, huh? This is okay.
Again and again and again. Do you you know that there's a question?
And yeah, Robin, none of Satan isn't real. That's the thing. The thing that always gets me, I always say, magical evil people do not exist. Not only do magical evil people do not exist, but it lets bad people off the hook, or good people who do bad things off the hook. We all do bad things in our lives. But by trying to say that it's Satan or a demon whispering in their ears, you are letting them getting out of their own bad choices. Okay. And there's multiple reasons why people do bad choices. Sometimes it's genetic. People are just assholes. They can't help it because it's in their genes. Or sometimes it's the environment and our parents just didn't do a good job. What can I tell you? Or you have other issues going on, but it's not Satan. And so the mature thing is to say that they're messing up, and as us, the person messing up or doing bad things, not to say, oh, but it's Satan telling me to do bad things. Oh, it was Satan telling you to hit on the stripper with big boobs? Yeah, I don't think so. Don't think so at all. Sending love to strippers.
Do you have $1?
Yeah, I have $1.
The Atheist Experience Show is so terrified of, they won't
Are
answer
they?
it.
Terrified, they're so scared.
Try calling the Atheist Experience Show and asking this question. You're probably going to get hung up on.
You do it, buddy, and I know I'm sure he'll complain about it, but
here's the question. Before I tell you the epic question,
hey,
the world's most toughest question for atheists. Before I tell you this,
no, tell us this.
I have to confess, I used to be an atheist.
Okay, I don't know. Oh, and you said this already. It's not a confession. James, if he said it already, and he said it already on the same podcast, is it a confession?
No.
Whatever.
And this question shows the bankruptcy of atheism.
Hey,
this question shows that atheism is not evidence-based.
Okay.
There is no proof or evidence that atheism is accurate and correct. Here's the question.
Hey, you were going to tell us.
But I must warn you.
But please, I have not hit the rewind button like 2 or 3 times. James, have you ever seen anyone preamble this much? And I told this earlier. I understand preambling. It's our brain.
Sometimes foreplay can go on a little too long.
Apparently.
This question terrifies the Atheist Experience Show so much that people have been trying to get them to answer it.
Okay.
And I don't even know if you can get on their show. Why don't you try it?
Okay.
Here's the question.
Why don't you try it?
Okay.
You asked the Atheist Experience Show, and you could use me as an example. So, ShockofGod was an atheist, but he left.
So narcissistic. You could use me as an example. Say, hey, ShockofGod left. Call the Atheist Experience. Are you ShockofGod? No, but I wanted to tell you that ShockofGod used to be an atheist. Oh, thank you.
Atheism because the lack of proof or evidence that atheism is
We've covered this over and over and over. Yes, the actual correct thing to do when you don't have evidence. Another thing that I want to go over, I kept on saying I would, and this is my own personal pet peeve, and yet I stand by it. The only known creators are animals. I even have an amendment for this technological, the asterisk, which is AI kind of, sort of, create, sort of, kind of. I would say they're using our, equipment, a lot, all of our searches, all of our images, all our videos, all our blah, 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 blah. And yet I still stand by it. All right. AI aside, because that's not what they're speaking of anyway. The only creators, James, in the known universe, that doesn't mean that we don't, that there aren't, but a beaver makes a dam. Okay, a bird makes a nest, and we, because we're so friggin' cool, we pat ourselves on the back. We make houses and other creations. We make all this stuff. Other animals make stuff. And yet, that's our biggest thing. That's why I think we're obsessed with God being a creator. And I stand by that. If you could show me another... And what they ultimately do, James, is they give me examples. They say, doesn't a star create energy? And it's forming energy. It forms rays of light that shine on us that we get.
Converting matter to energy.
Yes.
Which are the same fundamental things that... at the fundamental level, it changes forms. It's not a creation.
Exactly. I would also say the best example I would use between a formation and a creation is apples form naturally. Apple pies are only a creation. I really think that is a good rule of thumb. It applies to almost if it is natural or artificial. And, sometimes humans mess with nature. We do artificial selection and things like that. But that's with the knowledge of that it happens naturally.
Animal domestication, yeah. We alter nature for our purposes.
Be careful, Spooky. We learned that not only can Satan make you touch himself, Satan can top or bottom. My favorite, James, is still that God can be topped or bottom. That God is just sitting there with lacy lingerie. Like, oh my God, I just want
I've been a naughty God.
I've been a naughty God. And they have been a naughty God, James. I will say, if you look, especially the Old Testament.
All these genocides and disasters he could have prevented but chose not to.
Whoopsie.
Accurate or correct? Here's the question. Therefore, what proof and evidence is there that atheism is accurate and correct? You see, ladies and gentlemen, you see the comment section below.
Oh, okay. That's. I mean, James, it's just, he keeps on saying the comment section
must be
down
bustling.
below.
It must be bustling.
Huh. Well, okay. I don't know if you could see this here. He has 57,000 subscribers.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's a huge... It's like a 40...
Oh, well, that's okay. I want to see the back and forth. There's probably a lot of back and forth, a lot of Christians just kind of giving him, thank you, brother, for bringing people to Christ. And, oh, well, that's weird. The first comment's him. Oh, that's weird. The second comment is also him. Well, James, it couldn't be the third, fourth, and, well, that's weird. Huh.
It must be malicious moderators deleting them all. All the comments.
Well, James, but it's only subscribe. Oh, it's because only subscribers could comment. But that's weird. There's 57,000 of them. It's only it's almost like that's weird. Like, if you were to ask the Googles, that this would be highly probable that bots were actually the subscriber count here. Huh. It's very weird, but also very obvious. So he took the Kent Hovind way, James.
It appears that way, yeah. It looks like he bought.
So weird.
How much does 50,000 subscribers cost now?
Yeah, I don't know, but apparently just enough. I don't get it. It doesn't make people want to comment clearly or view more when you buy subscribers. Do you go again when he goes to bed at night? Does he get to say, "Oh yeah, I'm catching up to the atheist experience"? Is that what it is? What's up, C Science?
Oh, that guy.
He And he is the evidence, the pics. I agree. And yeah, apparently, yes, he is. What's up, Sea Science and everyone? What's up, the pics, Spooky Robin? Send so much love. Trusty Apes went to bed. We hope we're tucking you into bed, waking you up, sending you on your way at noon, whatever it is.
Click on that link and you will see that the Atheist Experience Show is terrified of it.
Yeah, it's just funny. Only people that are subscribed can comment, and he truly has no subscribers. I mean, yeah.
What's the view count on this video, by the way?
You could say
500.
Oh, okay.
And listen, I no shame to anybody's YouTube, no matter what the view count or the membership is. We're not roasting him for not having a lot of members or not a lot of comments. Everyone has to grow. That's literally how you open a business. You start with nobody, you get a few people. We're making fun of him because he's a liar.
He's a cheater. He's a fraud.
A cheater, a fraud. James, I am chaotic good, okay? And that means nothing to you, okay? But to my D&D lovers out there, I don't lie, cheat, or steal. It's very simple. I'll break rules and laws all day. You don't lie, cheat, steal. You don't hurt people, James. It's a very simple moral code. And I'm sorry. Stuff like that bothers me. Just be yourself. Have as many viewers as you have. Have the few 524 views is not that bad for a video just coming out. No. It just depends on how many subscribers you actually have.
But if you have maybe 3,000 subscribers, that's really good. But if you have 57,000, that's
it just makes you a paper tiger. Like you're just, whatever. You do you, I guess. It's making someone money, James.
The question puts the fear of God into them.
Oh, gosh.
And no, it doesn't.
Fear of God.
Not only that, but I'm not the first one to bring this up. Fear is such a weird emotion that you want to get from another person. Like, James, in all of your relationships, was fear? Did you know that you were with them because you feared them and that was a healthy relationship?
Well, you watch Ken Hoven's video about Leviathan, where he talks about the fire-breathing dragon, Leviathan, the fear of God, where he argues that fear is a good, healthy aspect of that relationship. You should fear God.
That's
and
right.
It's in that presentation he gives his famous expose about the dentist office trip with Eric Hoven that he thinks is a good thing to bring up, that when he presents it, even the Christians listening in the church appear mortified. Like, why is this guy saying this? This is horrible. This guy is a fucking scumbag. There are multiple
Ken Hoven stories where
this guy is a fucking scumbag, and he is a scumbag.
The only reason they don't walk out is because they're stuck on a compound. But yes,
although these presentations were made years ago in churches, but yeah, what he does now is he forces them. They hand over all their basically property, all their money to him as like a condition of getting in. So,
James, have you ever seen It's Always Sunny?
No.
In Philadelphia. Okay. They're terrible people. And it's a sitcom about people living in Philadelphia, but they're all terrible people. And so two characters are sitting there discussing why they're going to get a boat. And one of them, they're like, yeah, we're partying. And then they can't say no because of the implication. And the guy's like, yeah. What do you mean implication? And he's like, because they're on a boat and there's all that water and there's nowhere to go, and the implication. And he's like, hey, you keep on saying that word implication, and I'm not sure if it gives me the happy vibes. Like, he starts, same kind of thing, James. Same kind of thing. We're gonna park. We're getting closer to how atheism makes you stupid. We're figuring it out. I think we're actually getting dumber by listening it, but that's actually par for the course.
Or crash into a garbage truck.
Yeah,
one of the two.
One or the other.
Reason why is because it exposes the fact that atheism is not based on evidence.
It doesn't need to be. I would actually say I have multiple reasons. I had an argument. We talked about why it is most all known. We talked about why all known creators are animals. There are many reasons, and yet the strongest reason, the one you will hear most from atheists for a reason, and because most of us are agnostic or agnostic atheists, yes, it's because there is no good evidence. And that actually is a good reason not to believe something. You burden shrugging a-hole. There we go. It came out.
But the thing is, like, when something this big, it should have evidence. And that's the thing. Absence of evidence
100%.
Can be evidence of absence if you should expect to find evidence.
100%. And they like to bark that at us. Absence of evidence is not evidence of absence. And
not
yet,
necessarily.
Yes, it is. If you're looking for if you are looking for a crash site and it looks pristine, yeah, that's good evidence that it wasn't there. Sure, it could be a cover-up. It could have been someone went by and picked up all of the different broken parts and took the black box and everything. But it is at least evidence of absence.
Atheism is based on blind faith.
There we go. He waited to say the blind faith word. He'll never say faith because he has faith. But this is what they do, James. He makes two buckets. There's blind faith, and then, of course, there's good faith.
And make no mistake, Christian faith is blind faith. It is way more blind than rational.
That's right. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have been pointing out the errors of the Atheist Experience Show.
Not of atheism. Of the Atheism Experience Show. You should have put how the Atheist Experience makes you stupid. But I guess you having such a little petty fucking vendetta against the Atheist Experience.
Yeah, they're so triggered by it.
Makes you look small-minded. Yeah.
Make so many errors and mistakes. Click right in the comment section. You see where it says errors and mistakes.
But don't write a comment unless you're a subscriber. And please become a subscriber because he doesn't have that many.
Of the Atheist Experience Show. And you will see that they are terrified to answer the Shock of God challenge question.
No, they're not. I guarantee you, this guy is probably a narcissistic bee. And he's probably mean to the men and women who probably helped set up the show, the call screeners and all that. Again, I don't know that. I've never seen him. But I could just feel it off him, James. He's not the guy that just...
is polite and respectful, and yes, I want to come on and ask this.
He's the kind of guy who I could just see him calling and explaining to them why they're
listen,
so
you motherfucking
stupid.
retards, making sure to use that word. Yeah. Because honestly, that's what they would much rather be able to say, that they wouldn't be let on, that they were censored or banned or kicked out. They wouldn't let me on the show to make my argument, because then when they make the fucking argument, it's stupid.
Sorry. And this is my ADHD. I apologize
Go ahead.
I always interrupt you. He's using that ableist language because he's probably been called it. Like, it doesn't make it okay, but I guarantee you, just like, because he was so hot with it, right? It seriously took me off surprise when I first played this. But then all the other insults are just like modified versions that, again, he hears while he's sleeping at night. Like, oh, God of the Gaps, God of the Gaps, their God of the Gaps, fairy tale. Well, theirs is an atheist fairy tale.
You know, I've been trying to get them to answer that question for years. Some of you were in
Why don't you just go on and ask them?
Elementary school
the fuck out, dude.
when I was asking that question. That's right.
Yeah.
Some of you were in high school and now you're in college.
Wow.
When I was challenging them with.
So what you're saying is you've been ignorant for a very long time. You've been asking questions, not actually for knowledge, but because you wanted to get an answer. Yes, I would say that, and I know, James, they say there's no such thing as stupid questions, but they are baited questions.
No.
They are, exactly.
I think some questions are stupid questions. I'll differ on that respect.
Yes, indeed. What can I say?
That question. Some of you are now out of college and you have careers, and the Atheist Experience Show still hasn't answered that.
No figures. Also, this tells me two things. One, the Atheist Experience has proudly been streaming for a long time. Heck yeah. And two, you've been butthurt about it for a long time.
Some of you are sitting in Taco Bell playing with erector sets. Some of you are walking down the street eating an ice cream cone. Some of us are riding motorcycles about to crash into garbage trucks.
This is my first time actually watching him drive. I knew he was like speeding and stuff, which again, I speed, but whatever.
So, what's your opinion? Do you think the Atheist Experience Show will ever answer the Shock of God challenge question, which is what?
Yes, I feel like if you went on there and you were a gentleman and you were sincerely looking for answers, they would ask them.
Proof and evidence do you have that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Do you think they'll answer that?
Hey, how about you just get him to come down? It is a stupid question. And it shrugs the burden of proof. James.
It's intentionally designed to do that, by the way.
Exactly. To just throw it right back onto us.
Disingenuous.
Again, it'd be like disproving unicorns. And as someone pointed out, there's actually evidence of horses. We got nothing for a god.
Or will 2028 go by like I'm sure 2027 will go by? And
I'm sure you'll continue to be an asshole, no matter what.
All that time, and Jesus will not have come back yet.
Okay, right? True. Extremely true.
2027 and 2028 will go by, and no fucking sign of Jesus coming back.
I want to make a very official notice, okay? I want to say, officially, on behalf of all atheists, Jesus has permission to come. Okay? Like, if that's what he was waiting for. He's been a good boy. Exactly.
He can fill you with cum. Just fire away.
Not on my sheets. Anywhere else, lots of real estate. But continuing on. This is the type of intellectual. James, not only do we worry about what Jesus, is hopefully getting off to, hopefully we talk about ontology and epistemology, equally as important as Jesus coming. Again, I think it's equally as important what is between my legs and God kind of watching you 24/7, 365. I feel like these are equal subjects that we should spend equal amount of time on. Yes.
2026 will go by without them answering it. And 2025 and 2024, 2023, 2022, 2021, 2020.
3,000.
Not 2019.
But not 20, yes, exactly.
2019, 2018, 2017. Folks, I've been asking this question for years, and the Atheist Experience Show is terrible.
Again, meaning you just don't want an actual answer. Yes. It doesn't sound like they're losing sleep. I can tell you who it sounds like does, but
Fight. You know why?
Why?
The atheist experience was a scam, folks. They're not run by intellectuals. They're run by anti-lectuals.
James, look! This is how he gets it. Right down there. Thank you, seasonal headline participant. I hope whoever is paying you money. James, you think it's a bot or a person? You think they have kind of outsourced it that much that they're even outsourcing like the scam itself? You never know.
Soon, one day, when the bots run, they'll outsource their tasks to people because the bots will be running things. So, like, we don't want to do this anymore. We're going to hire people to do our.
They need to make a movie for us where it's like the Matrix and Idiocracy, like kind of, because that's where I feel like it's heading. Yeah. It's like it's going to be the Matrix, but way dumber.
I'm just going to give you a few examples since we got a little bit more time on the battery here on the camera.
Seems like, please, though.
Forrest with the Atheist Experience show.
Two things. First of all,
Forrest Velke, they hate them.
Forrest is a hottie, so I understand why you're hating on Forrest because not only is he a little cutie, but he's very smart. And I love it when he even gets angry. He doesn't get angry often, but he's pretty even keel for a good conversation.
As a nihilist says there's no such thing as good or evil.
It says there's no purpose generally, but
I don't sure. I was gonna say I don't think that's what nihilism means.
I know they make up their own definitions. Not that all definitions aren't, but they use their own obscure, whatever the hell definition.
Yet he calls God evil. This is an error.
No. He calls. I feel like, and I can stand up for Forrest on the one. He calls your God evil. And, not that he believes in any God, as probably an agnostic.
It's not an absolute pronouncement. It's just an opinion. We find the character, because he doesn't exist, but the character in the stories of your God, he does a lot of messed up things.
My favorite is I've seen a video where it's a robot hand, like very slowly pushing the CAPTCHA.
In mistake that the Atheist Experience show makes. There's another.
I think it's funny, James. It's not that atheism triggers him. It is truly this. If you were to just take this isolated podcast, it's the Atheist Experience.
Host of the Atheist Experience show, Godless Engineer.
Oh, I love him. Do you?
Godless Engineer.
And Godless Engineer, he's that fat guy on the show.
Oh, of course. Okay. I saw that. Just being mean to people. Okay. Yeah, I would have said he's kind of that brilliant guy who doesn't.
He's that guy who makes all these great arguments that refute theism.
Has some great debates out there. Yeah, that guy. Okay.
Who is a fellow Jesus
Engineer was part of White Dudes for Kamala Harris. So the Atheist Experience.
Okay, we get it. They have different politics than you. So what?
Yes. And this is my favorite.
By Marxists. They're not about. So the Atheist Experience show is run by Marxists.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Please. You thought Kamala Harris was representing Marxism. I could just feel all of my communist and socialist friends going, please, why wasn't she? What talking point was she said? And again, I'm just a liberal, but I remember Kamala Harris trying to sell Pennsylvania on how well she was for fracking. Now, I voted for Kamala Harris in a heartbeat. It wasn't a hard decision for me. However, in what universe is she a Marxist? All right, whatever. It's one of those things where you just call the other side that. It would be me like calling Mitt Romney a fascist because he's a Republican or a conservative. I'm sorry.
I don't think these communist, fascist labels. I don't think they're useful. They're very polarizing, and I just don't think it's a good.
Exactly. Well, angle. It's just a cheap. And not only is it cheap insults, but James, he has not been trying to be fair this entire podcast. I mean, Clearly that's almost a given with these young Earth creationists. But yes, Ramid, she was probably a Christian. So was Joe Biden. I mean, the weird thing is, and I don't know how James feels about this. I have to claim. I have to claim Trump, and I don't wanna. I really don't want to.
He may be an atheist.
I'm pretty sure.
Quite possibly.
He virtue signals to Christianity like they all have to do. But he says things like his favorite thing was 2 Corinthians. Or when they ask him what his favorite passage is, he says all of them. Are you an Old or a New Testament guy? He said both. And so it's like, all right, sure.
He's clearly not super religious. Like it's not the pinnacle or the cornerstone of his life.
He may be the first atheist president, and I don't. Again, I'd be claiming someone who I don't want to claim. The cheap, easy thing would be to say that he's a Satanist or he is the Antichrist and all this other stuff. No, unfortunately, humans just have predictable needs and. Greed is one of them. All right, let's continue. Let's fly. Yes, but Kamala Harris, the Marxist, if she would have been more excitedly liberal, more had leaned into change, more had actually said when they asked her, "What are you going to do different from Joe Biden?" And she said, the correct
and
political
she moved
answer,
to the left. Yeah.
Yes, the correct. Well, they're afraid to go to the left because all of the people say if you go to the left, you're going to lose the moderates. But you're always going to have the moderates. You need to gain the people. Okay, so if she had actually said a good political answer would have said, well, I love everything that Joe Biden has done. However, I want to build off what he said, what he has done, and we need to go further. We need to really start looking into this issue and this issue and this issue. She would have had anyone. She was too afraid to toe the line. And listen, I have been, as someone who has been a centrist most of my life, and now I proudly identify as liberal. I don't think liberal is that crazy as a position. I still would say liberal is kind of worldwide. It's the centrist position. That's my sell. And however,
I mean, to be fair, she probably was not an ideal candidate. There were some fundamental issues that made her not a great candidate, but
she was boring and sane, in my opinion, which would be comparatively to the fun and crazy person. I'm not going to say actually which one's which. I'll let, I guess, even though I just said it kind of. But whatever. I feel like I know Trump very well. I know that. That's why I dislike him so much. So a lot of his bad features that I dislike are my bad features. I would die on any other place that didn't have a McDonald's or their equivalent. I know how to cook very well. I go to DoorDash.com and it delivers it to me. And so I know my weaknesses.
You can go to the kitchen and order DoorDash.
It pisses me off that the rural people and the religious
just clatter some pots around and make it, make some noises and then come out with,
Well, and he went and he pretended to be a McDonald's worker and he pretended to be a truck driver and all this, but he's not rural. He is not religious. He is not one of you guys. Not you, James. I'm talking to the hillbillies. So that's the worst thing about it. All right, I'll continue on. I don't want to date the episode too much, but if he becomes
point of no return.
Oh, I know. And besides, we might not have a lot. He might be our next president and the president after that, and he might be the president after that. So it might not be relevant.
They're not about freedom. And then you've got Matt Dillahunty. When Matt Dillahunty was on the show...
Oh, boy. I have no doubt he triggers you.
He would not answer the question, what proof and evidence do you have?
They probably gave you
because you don't want it answered. He doesn't want an answer, and they get it. And they get it. We get it. You don't want an answer. It can't be answered. You just want a bitch that they haven't answered.
Every time that he calls, the call screeners have to turn the lights back on. They have to get blankets, wrap themselves in it so that they're safe. The hosts have to get, kind of comfort dogs and things like that, animals that are trained so that they're not scared. And they have a psychologist on hand at all times so they can answer, ShockofGod. I'm pretty sure, right, James? That's how it works. Terrified.
Atheism is accurate and correct. He evaded the question. Have you guys seen...
So what's up, Sinister? And no, they don't evade the question. I guarantee you. They were nice up to you till a point, and then they probably made fun of you and got rid of you. And again, I'm just guessing, but I feel like that's a safe hypothesis.
Matt Dillahunty chicken out a debate with Andrew Wilson. Have you seen that? This is the foundation of the Atheist Experience Show. They're such cowards.
All he cares about, Atheist Experience.
If you guys want to prove me wrong, if you're an atheist and you want to prove me wrong that the Atheist Experience Show are not
do your
cowards,
hard work.
Try it.
Cowards.
Call the Atheist Experience Show. Ask this question: what proof and evidence?
Yeah, will you answer this really stupid question? This really moronic, dumb, nonsensical question.
And why don't you ask it? And when you say you already have, I guess explain to us what their answer was to you, how you got fear. Oh my goodness!
They probably took it seriously initially, and then gave the answer. Yes. But he just keeps on asking and asking and asking. And okay, we've explained to you why it's stupid, it's dumb, and it's not worthy of an answer. We're not going to continue to play around with this. No, they won't answer my question.
And I'm sure at one point they gave an answer very similar to ours, which was, or at least our main one, which is not having evidence for something is actually a good reason to withhold, maybe not having 100% certainty, but at least withholding belief. I feel like there are great other ones. I gave a syllogism. I gave a few other reasons that can always be disbutted. If you think that there's another creature that creates, if you think that fungus create things, if you think that plants create things, please tell me. I don't think they create apples. I think the apples are the sexual organ of the tree. But, by all means, I don't think the Atheist Experience gave you the apple answer. But the first few that we went over, I'm sure they were very nice to you and very reasonable.
Can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Unless and until the atheist...
And I notice this entire video, James, you notice what he's not saying. I have good arguments for theism. He says, I have a worldview. I have arguments. I have them. Not good ones, but they exist. They're out there. Okay.
This Experience Show does that. This will continue being my Christian America.
Oh, I love that. Let me...
is accurate and can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct? Unless and until the Atheist Experience Show does that, this will continue being my Christian America.
I love this because multiple. First of all, you could hear the little snide, my Christian America. 2, he doesn't say atheism. Again, whether or not this is a Christian country depends on whether the Atheist Experience can satisfy his criteria satisfy, if I could speak proper English. But James, and we're a secular country. We've always been a secular country, proudly a secular country. There are some things about our country's history that are not only shameful, I think we should admit they're shameful, because that's what part of being an adult is, like slavery and Jim Crow. But some of the good things that we actually are, like a secular nation, we should celebrate that, because it's not anti-Christian. Secular, again, is not atheism. It's neutral. It means that when you go to the DMV, they don't care what your religion is. They just want to get you through the line. Oy, oy, oy.
And they will continue to be the fraud and scam artists that we all know they are. Now,
we all know it.
Look in the comment section below, and you will see more scams, more mistakes of
it's just him. So
it's just, I was going to say, but you won't see comments. That's
more scams.
Experience show. So what do you guys think? Is this year going to go by like the past 10 years?
Yes. And I love this. It's a decade. He really has been angry about this for 10 years.
The Atheist Experience Show avoiding the Shock of God challenge?
Yes, they'll continue to be a successful channel. They'll continue to host skeptics on there. Most of which I can't even remember. Matt is the spiciest one, and he wasn't even that angry, but he gave Matt like 2 seconds. And I love Matt. Sending love to Matt Dillahunty. He's found his zen in many of his latest episodes. That's his thing. To be triggered by Forrest and triggered by Godless Engineer is just, and deeply triggered. Like, you can hear it, James. And I know I'm using the trendy language. How about upset? He's deeply upset.
Here it is. See if you can get him to answer it. What proof and evidence can you provide that would finally at last prove that atheism is accurate and correct?
I don't know. How about you have him come down here?
Unless and until the Atheist Experience Show does that, they will continue.
You look at his channel, all of his videos, most of it is about the Atheist Experience.
Now,
complaining about
the mistakes and errors of the Atheist Experience Show clown show below in the comment section.
Okay, why didn't you just title it something with the Atheist Experience? Well, I know, because you would get less of an audience if it was just you bitching, if they knew it was just you bitching about the Atheist Experience. So yeah, you were a little bit rational in you just trying to say why atheism is stupid, but dishonest. But I guess, you know, based on your viewership and sub count matching, or not matching, I guess I should say, dishonesty is kind of your boat, ShockofGod.
The 10 Commandments there.
Oh my goodness, indeed. James, I think Gandhi said it, but maybe not. I like you, Jesus. Your followers are so unlike him. Something I'm paraphrasing. Though even he wasn't perfect, and said the fig tree is my perfect example of this. Louis C.K. actually has a whole bit about the fig tree, but you know, everybody has not every creationists have apologetics for that too. But all right, I'm gonna do two things.
For Israel not bearing fruit.
Oh, I know. It's so stupid. And yet it's like, yeah, but if you read it literally, it looks like, you know, a middle-aged Jew getting angry that he can't get fruit out of season. And I get it. Look, girlfriend, I understand. I want my fruit when it's in season too.
Order the tree to manifest fruit, being God, and it would. But I mean, you can copy and paste fish and bread to feed people. But back in Mark, he can't force a tree to bear fruit out of season.
I know, he's supposed to be God. You can't just make the fig. You have to curse the fig. He literally curses the fig. You can't just make the fig.
Yeah, as magical powers. I'm going to kill this fig tree for not bearing fruit out of season.
And I get it. Some Christians are also like, why are you focusing so hard on fucking fig tree? Because no one's perfect. I swear to you, that is the telltale sign of a con artist. First of all, I am not convinced that Jesus thought he was perfect or God. Maybe he thought he was son of God. I know Jesus, and yes, James would say he is a mythicist. I go half in. I go half in it. Whether he was or was doesn't matter, because no one does miracles. There are no prophets. There was no first prophet, last prophet, middle prophet. Choose your prophet. My other joke is prophets make prophets, and I get it. Jesus probably wasn't making money. I don't know. Muhammad got some good land though. Whatever. I don't care about prophethood, because you can't prove that it's real. And if you can prove it's real, all right, we're going to transition, James. Do you mind if we get some hormones and then have surgery?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Just making sure. We're going to transition to the open mic.
Bring your hormone cocktails.
Woo! James, I can't escape it. And I know that I'm it's so meta. I now talk a lot about talking a lot about it, which is also kind of making me go insane. But 20 years ago, I transitioned. And yet it was a hot topic even back then. I was told that it was like the biggest thing, and that I was pulled into. I told the story so many times. I've pulled into my Applebee's and told I was hired as one gender, and you know what me doing. And yet now it's so that's all they care about is gender. And yet I think it's for a reason, James. It doesn't happen. It's not the transgenders. It's not the gays. We wanted to be left alone. They always, and then they say, well, you don't want to be left alone. You want to make parades. As if having a parade invalidates you not wanting to then go home and live a quiet life. Anyway, all right, let's get to it.
You want to exist. You want to leave the home and go to McDonald's as you are without having to... Oh, we better pretend we're not.
Well, the other thing is
pretend to be, like them.
Pride parades to me have not been any worse than a Hooters. And I know there's all these terrible images that they always show on the internet of somewhere in California where someone was shirtless or something. I don't know. Pick your thing. And yet every time I go, yeah, people are wearing sexy outfits, but not like sexier outfits than like a Halloween party. You know what I mean? And so it's like people just pick and choose what they want to be angry at. And all right, Joe. What's up? Purple rhymes with orange. For our open mic, it's either blank into the void or you hear me saying my thoughts out loud. There we go. Let me pin it till you win it. Here we go. If you have any thoughts, we're going to we're going to go for like 15, 30 minutes, James, depending. Of course, if a creationist comes in here, I will be holding James hostage for the next 2 days, or making him do this live stream at his work. All right, I already see Robin. We're going to switch into the open mic. Let her do her opening. The new way, we used to just square in on everybody. I'm just going to invite her, and it's going to be communal. So you'll have your opening statement, and then it'll just naturally roll into a conversation. Here we go. We are talking about Skeptic and Ranting, how atheism makes you stupid. What's up, Robin? Hey. Oh my God. Just seeing she, her, your bottom and pronouns makes me want to have pronoun tests like The Line does, because my favorite videos so far, even though they all do all this stuff about atheism, and I guess that's what I come for. It's just funny watching them have meltdowns. Just say he, him, or she, her. All right, tangent aside. Yes. Robin, we are Skeptic and Ranting on how atheism makes you stupid. I hope you are doing lovely tonight. I'm going to be right back a moment, but what are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, that guy on that motorcycle was like, I was so glad I wasn't in traffic alongside because he was like slowing up and speeding up. You know, he would speed up and he would slow down, and I like, oh my gosh, I would hate to have been in a milk truck behind him. And yeah, he was
focused on bashing atheists more than watching the road.
Yes, they're very, very dangerous. Like, I guess it's a good thing that he has Jesus to guide him, so he can take the, not really a wheel, but whatever, the handlebars.
And Jesus, take the handlebars. Yeah,
take the handlebars. How are you doing, James?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain.
I've missed y'all.
Yeah, life sometimes gives us some turmoil, but we had a chance to come on, and so we decided we better take the chance before we lose it.
Yes.
But I think we've looked at one of his videos maybe years ago. I remember us doing a video of a guy on a motorcycle probably years ago. And then this guy came up recently. So I think it's time to take a look back at him. And he's just spewing nonsense on a motorcycle, really.
Yeah, that's I know, but that's just scary because, you know, he's not paying any attention, really. He's like focused on too much on.
But like Amy was saying, like he's stammering and preambling for, instead of just asking the stupid question, which is really stupid, but he's trying to hype it up like it's this amazingly philosophical, intellectual question that he just feels is like a gotcha atheist. You can't answer this. But it's just a malformed nonsense question that most atheists are not really going to spend a lot of time engaging with, because it's not meant to be answered. It's meant to be a gotcha.
Yeah. It was, he didn't seem like he had a lot of really good arguments, just a lot of not coping well.
Bluster and, bravado, confidence, projecting confidence. He's pretty good at that to a certain degree, but again, he's just doing a video from a motorcycle. So, how about the vitriol? Just the this is godless engineer. He's fat. He's an overweight engineer. And like that, really to come up with, just to launch insults and attacks like that.
Yeah, he had a lot of slurs there at the beginning too. So
yes, his Christian love, yes, folks.
That's exactly right.
He's a loving Christian. Yeah, that's like if you've seen videos from Ken Hovind when he kicks people off of the property and he drives them to the door. There's the gate. There's this one video, the guy's recording, and all of a sudden Ken Hovind's being nice to him again. He's like, "Oh, why don't you say the kind of things you said before I turned the recorder on?" And it's because he's probably saying a bunch of nasty, mean stuff, and it's an act. He's a con man. They all are.
I actually know one of the guys that lives at Kent. At Kent Hovind's. He's just tech.
What's that?
I said I actually know one of the guys that lives there. I'm friends with Joseph. He's Kent's tech guy.
How do you know him?
I'm a mod over on the Proverbs Guys channel, which is a Christian channel, and Joseph is on there. He's a mod too, so we've both been mods over for quite a while. So I consider him pretty good friend.
You're friendly.
Yes.
He lives on compound.
Yes, he lives there. Stephen, the guy that owns Proverbs God's channel, used to live there, him and his wife, but they moved.
Are they still associated though?
Somewhat. I don't. They're not into a fight with him or nothing, but they had a kid, and they wanted to get. Stephen had to get. He got a job, because you can't have like a homeless compound for homeless people, because he wants
basically, yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't really want you to. You don't work off of the. Out of
completely
there.
dependent on
yes,
him.
Yeah, and that's
he is the ultimate daddy yeah. Kent.
So it was, with Stephen's got a wife and a kid, so it was better for him to get out and kind of make his way on.
Matt Powell has a wife and kid. Matt Powell left.
They really give Steven Anderson that's one thing I'm really proud of Stephen, the Proverbs Guy's channel, though. He goes after Steven Anderson really hard, because Steven Anderson is really terrible right now. He was praying for God to kill his kids the other day.
Is he gone off the deep end that bad?
He did a sermon where he was praying for a God to kill his kids.
I mean, it must be hard, that the realization that that his kids all through growing up, that they just did what they had to do to keep the vitriol, the abuse, the misery to a survivable level, that they never really, bought into it or thought he was a great man or a great pastor. They just did what they had to do to survive in that environment. Yeah.
I mean, can you imagine being an adult and watching a video of your father praying for God to kill you?
Right. But I mean, knowing that's their father and the horrible, see, they've seen the mask off. They've seen him at home at his low points, and so they've experienced that. So it probably hurts, but they're probably still not too surprised, because they know the man.
Yeah, he's definitely. I don't see how anybody stays in his church. I don't understand how anybody can see that as. I mean, even if you believe in that shit, how can you believe that man is like a holy man?
I believe Ken Hovind's sentence was within the sentencing guideline range. I don't think he.
But I wasn't talking about Ken Hovind. That's not who I was talking
about.
No,
I'm Sea Science. I believe.
Oh, I don't know about that. I don't know about all that.
He's talking about Ken Hovind, his 10-year sentence for structuring.
Well, he did. I think he threatened the judge too.
Obstructing the Internal Revenue Service, and yeah.
That's his story. See, I'm not sure that I would trust his version of the story. I mean, he is a white man in America, and a Christian. So the idea that he got extra time, would point to the fact that he probably did.
The guidelines normally give you a 3-level reduction for acceptance of responsibility. Kent will not do that. They usually can't take into account regret or expressed remorse. He has none of that. So he's basically a defiant defendant, saying he's basically defiant, saying, "No, I never did anything wrong. You guys are wrong." When you have somebody like that, you have to just throw the book at him.
Yeah, and I think he threatened the judge.
Well, what I would actually say a privilege he definitely has is they generally go easier on people who find God, or priests, pastors, imams, rabbis. Right. And I'm sorry, to have a judge really kind of lay the law down means that Kent was doing shady shit. I'm just saying, he acts
30
more
some
like
counts
a mob
of
boss.
structuring. which is basically money laundering. It's a form of money laundering.
I wouldn't trust Kent Hovind's version of that story.
It is, in essence, a beaver trying to sell you wood. It is someone in the desert trying to sell you sand. I would not trust Ken Hovind as far as I could throw him.
No. There's Native.
What's up, Native? We have about 15 more minutes, and so I would stress, if you are a creationist, I mean, we love having rational, skeptical people on here, so if you are one of those, by all means, join us right down there. But if you're a creationist, if you think the world is 6,000 years old, I've seen an uptick of flat earthers on chat spaces. That worries me.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Yes.
So Ken Hovind's guideline range was 97 to 121 months. He got a guideline sentence. They didn't give him additional time.
Maybe the flat earthers are like just like finally finding out how to use computers.
Maybe. I also think
Flat Earth Society has members all across the globe.
All over the world.
It's funny though, isn't it? Like, I love being on the internet and on a computer and arguing with people who doubt science.
I think it is a product of the internet in that it is so hard to tell. It's like Poe's Law, whether it's a troll or not. And that these people just keep on fighting, and then maybe there's someone, I don't want to say dumb enough, let's say in a naive space enough to believe some of this stuff, and it goes from trolling to someone going, no, it looks flat outside. You're like,
Here we go again.
I do love arguing, yes.
Listen, we all love the debate here. Come on, come on.
I've hosted one tonight on my channel.
Oh,
really?
Someone said that.
Kind of
I meant to
debate?
put that up there.
Yeah, I had I don't know if you know Objective Ethics. I don't know if you know him, but him and Jill.
What were they debating?
What does Jill always debate? Slavery.
There we
go. Okay. There you go. How'd it go?
Jill's favorite topic.
How'd it go?
It went good. I didn't actually spooky. I hosted the debate on my channel, but I actually had Professor Hizzle moderated it tonight. So
Professor Hizzle.
Like that name.
Yes. So yeah, it went pretty good.
It is a shame now that you're saying this. I'm just pulling in context. The fact that you're saying Jill's thing is to defend biblical slavery is sad. Multiple layers of sad.
Yes, but it is his thing, and you know it.
I bet it is. I bet if you check his browser history, it is as well. It's okay. Not to kink shame anyone, okay? We love
They all go through that. Remember when Praise was on that kick defending biblical slavery? They all go through that.
I do not get it.
Kick.
I don't get why Abrahamic religions are the only tradition to this day that goes, we all know slavery is evil, but, and you're like, what do you mean, but? There's a but? There shouldn't be a but after that.
It was good back then.
That's okay. Oh, I know, exactly. It was a works program, don't you know? It was indentured servitude.
Which
they really
don't
just
use today because it's still kind of fucked up.
Yes, well, as Matt Dillahunty and others would point out, that's also messed up. But no, it wasn't. They were able to take people from the nations around you, Jill. Sending love to all the creationists out there. even the young Earth variety, which is so silly. It's a flat Earth equivalent, but I guess that's not we're on the internet, so.
True.
You got a kitten? Speaking of things the internet likes.
Kittens.
I argue with my pet rock as well. Do.
Oh, Sea Science got a kitty.
Yes. Are there kitties around? There's no kitties in my room right now.
And Porpoise, we've all heard you argue with your cat, I think.
Listen, the cats are the real people in control.
I thought it was the squirrels.
Yes. Well, it is squirrel. That you have a good memory. Yes,
Yeah.
and you're not even a Rick and Morty fan.
No, but I remember you showed us the
More evidence that squirrels are in control, James. You don't want to mess with them. Then you have to go to another universe. The amount of people that get this humor, very small. If we could make a pie chart, and we shouldn't, because pie charts can be represented better in bar graphs. I'm tangenting. Anyway, we are skeptic and ranting on how atheism makes you stupid. He doesn't care about atheism. This whole video is just about the atheist experience.
Yes, it seemed like it. Yes, he's very Forrest.
Very,
He didn't
very
like Forrest
triggered
much.
by them.
Didn't like
He does
Forrest.
not like Forrest one bit.
I
He
like
does not
Forrest.
I like Forrest too.
He's
Yeah,
a
he's
very
a
good
nice guy.
he's a very good debater. He makes lots of good
Well,
arguments.
him and Gutsick Gibbon, that's like a dream team, just because they're both
Oh, yeah.
biologists, and between them, they can answer the vast majority of questions for creationists, to which the creationists completely ignore on air.
Yeah, I like watching Erica with Dan from Creation Myths and
Dr. Dan, yes.
and Dapper Dinosaur. Like they do a little like
He triggers standing for truth. They did a video with they did a debate, Donnie and Sam for redefined
against
sodomy.
Joe. Oh no, this okay, never mind. Go ahead, James. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I forget who they were debating, but
Well,
debating
they were
evolution.
They debated Adam and Eve last week. Sam
Yes,
and Bonnie
that debate.
debated
That's a good
Adam
one.
and Eve against Joe, the Kentucky atheist,
Yes.
and Scientific Origins, which is Austin Sims.
And they I guess Dr. Dan did like a pre-show, like
Yes.
okay, and they watched it, so they're like doing opposition research, like, oh, this debate didn't go the way Dr. Dan wanted, or the way Dr. Dan planned. I mean, they did very well, Kentucky Atheist and the Origins guy. They crushed it, but
Yeah, well, Sam, his opening statement, they were the affirmative because they were supposed to be there to
he just comes in with presuppositionalism.
to provide
That's all he's
evidence
there for.
Yeah, they were going to provide evidence. They took the affirmative that Adam and Eve were real people, and he came in there and yes, Amy. I was like, I can't wait to see this because they never take the affirmative anyway. They just poke holes. They think they poke holes in evolution.
That tends to be their thing, because
Yes.
if you have to defend anything, then oh my goodness, you got to come with all this. It rhymes with schmevidence, mevidence, crevidence.
Yeah.
So,
Evidence.
I mean, the whole
I'm sorry,
thing
continue.
is that they can't defend these magical beliefs. They can't defend creation, but if they can attack the alternative, then creationism is still at least plausible, right?
Then
There's
God
no
is
other
true.
alternative. There's nothing else out there. We don't have evidence, but it's got to be creationism because there's nothing else that works.
Yeah, well, Sam's opening statement was just that was all it was. It was like
Presuppositionalism.
dodge, and it was like if you can't prove, okay, that's not what the assignment, buddy. That he didn't provide any evidence.
How do you know anything?
At least Donnie came in there with some kind of like papers that he was interpreting wrong and quoting wrong, of course, but like it was something about evidence. But Sam was like, you need to prove this isn't true or I win this debate. And I was like, does he not understand what the affirmative means?
No, it's called presuppositionalism.
Well, that is I was going to say, the thing with presuppositionalism, and I don't know if it's why it makes every one of them assholes or not, but their whole shtick is they want to see how long they cannot provide any evidence. They can basically take, as I think both of you said, the affirmative position and say, nope, you actually believe it. Already believe it. You already said you believe it. Tag. Nope. And you're like, but we did it. And I don't. And you're like, but you do. It's almost like a Jedi mind trick. They're trying to fake it until they make it. And anytime that you ask them a question, they just say, well, let's go back to this random philosophical question that hasn't been answered for thousands of years. And you really do need to pick one of them or else God is real. Are you even a vat? Are you a brain in a vat?
Define logic? You can't define logic without. You have to borrow God from God.
The other thing that annoys me about them is they say, "How do you make anything even comprehensible?" And you're like, "Well, it's my brain. The big pink thing.
How do you know your brain is right?
We walk into walls."
How do you know your brain is right?
You got to make good guesses. And then we use science to hone in so that we actually know what is true. But yes, the presuppositionalists will basically say if you cannot prove that there is a God, then not only do you already believe that there is a God, but that is evidence that God exists. It is multiple mental gymnastics, and they have different logic flows that they try to go, but their enemy is answering questions. Was it with Darth or one of Darth minions? Who knows? But you try and count how many times they could say, "Okay, I'll answer that, but just give me 1 second. Just give me 1 second," and then
I'll get with you. I'll get to that in a second, and then they just mute you and cut you and kick you out.
They're lovely people to talk to, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, Darth is lovely.
Conversations. Exactly.
Yeah, Purple has gave a great example of how to prove Adam and Eve.
The only way they could prove Adam and Eve is if they produced the perfectly preserved bodies and they had no navels. Yes, exactly. Because they were proof into existence. And so, they don't need any...
That's awesome, Purple.
Well, God could have gave them navels, just for the aesthetic effect. That's like the time when the aesthetics. Yeah, that's because the time when they asked Standing for Truth. I forget who it was, but they asked the purpose of male nipples. They said, "I don't really have a good answer for that." And then someone said, "Oh, maybe because it just looks better on the chest." Like, okay,
what? Yeah. It was for aesthetics.
For aesthetics, the male nipples are for aesthetics.
Something for me to chew on.
I mean, I do like a ribbed chest, so I'm not gonna lie, but I don't think it's a hard sell, James. Specifically in that I want hard abs to be sold. What are we talking about? Adam and Eve for like the chicken and egg problem. Hey, I can actually answer that. Ooh. The answer is the egg, because the egg is a mechanism. It is older than the chicken. It's how dinosaurs and lizards also breed. I'm drinking a prebiotic soda, so I think it came before dinosaurs. No. And it apparently has healthy for your gut. Who knows? It's probably all the same.
Poppy. Some species found that, like snakes, certain vipers give live birth. And that happened because the eggs were getting eaten. So the vipers, the snakes whose laid the eggs later, they had a better chance because they were inside the mother longer. And then the eggs that could adapt to live inside the mother longer did better too. and eventually just got to the point where they were born inside.
I have a ball python.
Ooh. Like a snake? I like snakes.
Yes.
They're cute. I know a lot of people go 50-50, but I'm pro snake.
She actually bit one of my cats last week.
Really?
Yeah, because my friend came over and she's scared of her, and she was wanting to change her water bowl. And so I opened one side of the habitat and was like trying to get her to pay attention to me and come over there. And I forgot to latch the thing back. And I looked in there and she had her head and probably about 5 or 6 inches of her neck, like her body out that hole. And my cat was over there like messing with her. And I guess the cat like poked her or something. Anyway, she reached out, she jumped out there and bit the cat.
Oh, well,
they're not aggressive snakes. They're very docile normally.
Well, I mean, I would have. The cat would have hurt her. Like the cat, the cat would have hurt her. If, I'm so glad I came.
I like the snake is like James said. They're not normally curious cat. That's what happens. Sending love to all the kitties and all the snakes out there.
Yes.
But also, I just want to. I'm pretty sure that's why they have nipples. That would make sense.
Well, I mean, watching some of these reptile channels, where they review videos from social media, and not that there was one video they were looking at where I think it was in Brazil, where this young girl, she's with a group, and they have this there's a tarantula on the ground on the street, and they're following it. They keep poking at it, and the tarantula is just trying to get away from it, and they keep putting things in its face and poking it, and eventually it latches on and bites her, and then she's all crying. And not that we experience joy when someone else gets hurt, but at the same time, leave the damn thing alone.
It's like putting your hand on a stove, James. Okay,
leave the damn fucking thing alone. Because, it doesn't know what your intention is. It thinks you're trying to kill it, and you could easily kill it. So,
yes, be kind to animals, but also we have only about 5 more minutes. Unless you're a creationist, then we have 5 more hours, 5 more days, whatever you really want to give us. But
we'll give you 6,000 years.
6,000. It's so stupid. And I love how they try and make it sound like that's scientific. Oh, well, I mean, come on. We could have said 6 days, but we said 6,000.
Well, if you look here, we look at all these dates. We just sat and we added them up. There you go.
I know.
We added up the dates from the Bible.
The made-up dates. Yes, with people who live 900 years. Yes, very scientific.
We did have fake genealogies for people who never actually existed.
We did have the Ark Encounter protest last weekend too, which I didn't make it to this year.
Was it a big event this year?
Yeah, actually, it rained, I think, but it was a lot. There was a lot of people. Ken Ham,
rain, more water damage.
Yeah, Ken Ham sent his film crew down there, and and they interviewed Seth Andrews and some of the other people, and but there was a lot of people.
I was there one year.
Yeah, Arn wasn't there this year. It was Seth Andrews and Godless Engineer and Mandisa and a guy named Noah. Yeah, there was several people there. There was several of them there. Me and Purple were there last year, and Sinister Porpoise, we were there last year, but we didn't make. I didn't go this year, and I don't know that Purple. I don't guess Purple. Did you go this year, Purple? I don't know. But okay,
it's pretty far for me, but
hey, I'll try next year.
Yeah.
But yeah, Senator Porpoise and Purple and me were all there last year. So,
and forgive me, I'm sending it out. Last call.
I slept at truck stop in West Virginia. I've been to West Virginia before. My family is from West on my mom's side.
Oh, yeah, she was there. Okay.
She was at the ARC protest this year. We heard all the speakers with the march to their gate got rained out.
Good job.
Mm-hmm. You got stuck at the mud at the ARC encounter. I just, it would have been so funny if what James said was true and they got more water damage.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry I missed y'all this year.
Calls the insurance company again. Well, did it rain again? You need another insurance claim on your damn fucking ARC.
Well, they've had 2 tornadoes hit that town last month too. I've been waiting for it to get hit by a tornado. For some reason, tornadoes are up.
So you're telling me that God hates the ARC encounter? Okay, I get
Not
it
enough
now.
to destroy it.
Not
I was kind of like, oh, I hope a tornado gets it. But then I thought, what if there's people in it? You know what I mean? So you don't want to crack that.
Maybe overnight.
Yeah, it wouldn't be all that bad if it got just trashed by a tornado when there wasn't nobody there.
Yeah, they were originally thinking about putting real animals in, and they said, man, that'd be a lot of work. Let's just have animatronic animals. That'd be way too much work.
They knew PETA was going to raid them every night. And they're like,
because that would be like, so how many animal keepers do you have here on site? Oh, we have probably a few dozen, really. And 8 people did it on the ARC, Okay. Now, how many people work at a zoo? How many animal keepers are there? Dozens of them.
It would have made no money, exactly.
Dozens
they probably
of
would have
them.
lost money.
I mean,
But
their
all
whole
right.
intent is to show, oh, this is plausible. Look, well, we could build an all big ass boat looking thing. Then Noah could have done it too.
Well, there was
but
they tried to get
modern
him
technology. I'm sorry, Robin, go.
The city tried to get him to add 50 cents to each ticket to cover what it costs to hire the more rescue people and firemen and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Because of 50 cents, and he refused to give up 50 cents off of a $60 ticket. That's how cheap
he is.
Not only that, but the infrastructure. When you have traffic coming into an area, you got the additional wear and tear on roads, and that all gets calculated into it.
James, he's a sovereign citizen, okay? He doesn't want to pay those taxes, don't want to pay for all those poor people. That's what hippies do.
The new work done on that rock formation in Turkey. Are they still there's still people messing around with that rock, that weird looking rock in Turkey. Okay.
C is just full of wonderful misinformation this evening.
He's this evening. He must be full of it every evening.
He's talking about Littlefoot has a head of the skull of a gorilla, and
Littlefoot. Why not Bigfoot? Why not medium foot?
And they found sharks in the Grand Canyon, which that though makes sense if you go back to see signs and look. There used to be a large seaway, inland seaway.
Yeah, North America was split by
through it.
They also found 3 shark species in Mammoth Cave this past 2 years too, and one of them was a brand new species that had never been found before in Mammoth Cave. So,
and that's the thing about it. When you look at all the species that we know that are extinct, and you try to put all the animals we have today and all those, and they're saying they were all on the planet at the same fucking time. It doesn't make sense. That's not how ecosystems work. They have no understanding. You can't have all these multiple apex predator species in the same ecosystem at a time. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
there needs to be ecological balance, and with that, there's not.
Doesn't have to be one, but yeah, there's really just a few apex predators, or else
Right.
they'd be hunting each other.
Well, typically, yeah. Typically, in their native environment, you have one dominant apex predator. Not necessarily only one, but typically.
But I did actually. I was gonna say the house cats definitely control the households here as well. However, I am going to switch it over to our, what are they called? My
Outro?
brain, James. This is how long we have been out. Outros. We are gonna switch into outros. Go opposite the way that we came in. We're gonna start with you, Robin, and then James will fly the plane home. And let's do it. We've been skeptic and ranting. And see, it's been so many years. We can make plane crashing jokes again. They changed the Running Man ending. It was still good. Can I spoil? We can do spoilers. Anyway, it ended in a plane crash, but I think they thought that was too a little. But it was really good because the plane crash. He crashes the plane into the main CEO of the company. And I guess they didn't. The last thing is the main character giving the middle finger as he flies the plane into not only the building, but the main CEO, who's basically sitting there drinking champagne. Good and happy ending still.
95%. Well, fossils form easier in the waterways, and that's one reason why.
Boy.
And that's one reason why whale evolution is so well documented that we have such a mountain of evidence to support that. Far fewer gaps than with land species. We can basically tell you exactly how whales evolved.
What do those scientists know with all of those decades of experience and research under their belt, but also then massive amounts of research for hundreds of years from other scientists? Also, Big Bad Mama, what is up? I feel bad. We're about to head out.
She was in that debate. She was asking questions in that debate with Standing for Truth and Sam.
Really? I bet
firing questions at him. She always asks good questions.
She is nosy woman. Yes. Big Bad Mama.
My favorite is still, I forget what's their name in modern day debate or in other channels too. Like it's Stupid Whore Energy. Oh my god!
Yeah, I haven't seen her around in a while. I haven't seen still a thing.
But my favorite was just watching the moderator go, a question from Stupid Whore Energy, and then it was a completely rational like, where do you think that your epistemology toolkit is actually?
Same thing on Standing for Truth. She would go on there and then
rile them up.
Yeah, they had to.
She was really good. She was smart.
Yeah, Kent is more of a modern day debate fixture. I don't know if he broke up with Donnie, but he's on modern day debate more than he's on the SFT channel.
I hope Betty's also buying his subscribers. So,
and by the way, his fourth Mrs. Hovind is gone now. She left. I believe he's on 5, but there's very limited information. Yeah.
Well,
Princess Sawyer.
Times the charm.
If you go to Claude Balls' channel, you can find out all you want to know about Kent.
Yeah, he's always doing streams. Yeah, Claude Balls.
Well, Claude documents everything Kent does. He keeps up with Kent's married life and.
Listen, I'm sure the 5th time is the charm. I'm betting on it. He's got it this time.
It's been a long time, Sea Science. We've had billions, we've had hundreds of millions of years for things like that to become buried. So many millions of years.
There was a local flood over the flat Earth. We figured it out.
Yes.
Mini Sasquatches.
All right, we're doing it.
That's Homo. The Hobbit human. What is it? Yeah.
Does he really though? He's just saying that, right? Because he sees science. Dottie doesn't actually.
Fluensis. What's it?
I'm looking it up. Florensis, yeah, Homo florensis. The Hobbit.
Yeah, I couldn't remember how to say it right, but yeah. They had island dwarfism, right? Like,
first of all,
yes.
The only reason we are here is because of the dwarves and the hobbits. First of all, they were able to fight at the battle versus Sauron. We had very specifically 2 hobbits. Why we have our freedom today, I think they're our founding fathers. And they were this close to getting away with the ring not tempting them, and yet, you know, the Baggins were able to save us, and that's how the United States was formed.
Yes.
I think, yes.
Remember my debated human evolution with Ken? I told him, I said, all right, Ken, it's time to meet the homos, because he gets triggered by the genus being homo.
We're homo sapiens. I don't know.
He gets triggered by all the homos. So that's the thing, when some annoys thing, you got to keep poking him with it, because it's fun.
Yes.
Yeah. Keep poking him with the homos. All right, on that note, we are going to transition. Again, hopefully I have enough hormones. Let's see if we do. We're giving it to Robin starting us off, and then we're heading to James and myself in 3, 2, 1. Woohoo! Thank you again, Robin, for joining us. We have been skeptic and ranting on how atheism makes you stupid. Really, how the atheist experience upsets them. But I hope you had a fun time, and it was lovely having you on. Where can people find you or anything on the interwebs, and what are your final thoughts?
Oh, it was so good to see y'all. I had to jump on because I hadn't seen you in so long. I think that dude needs. I hope he wears a helmet. That's all I can say. Yeah.
Right.
Please wear a helmet, dude.
And please indeed.
Yes. And it's good to see everybody. Thank y'all. And
it's good to have you on.
Yeah, y'all need to do more of these. No,
we definitely do.
Yeah.
Thank you so very much, Robin. Sending lots of love. And all right, James, we have been skeptic and ranting on how atheism makes you stupid. Had a good time. As Robin said, we really do need to get back on. Nonetheless, how have you been? And also, what are your final thoughts?
Not bad, all things considered. Well, I hope that was it was a nice. It wasn't a heavy hitting video today, but it's kind of a way to ease back into it. Christians saying silly things. Christians making really bad arguments. It's never about defending creationism or defending their belief. They only attack the alternative because they can't demonstrate the truth of their own beliefs. But if they can eliminate alternatives, atheism is wrong. If that is wrong on its own, well, then you gotta pick a god. You might as well pick theirs. If evolution's wrong, if the best explanation science has, well, if that's wrong, I mean, I guess it got to be creation. I guess it's got to be a god who just poofed it. They can't defend that, so they attack the alternative. They can't philosophically defend theism, so they introduce malformed, silly questions about atheism, and that's what we saw today. Intellectual, disingenuous, dishonesty. As Amy said, blatant burden shifting. And but thanks for participating. Thanks for being here. We'll try to be back soon.
Thank you so much, James. And yeah, that really was his thesis, basically burden shifting. But I hope you all had a fun time on this episode.
Midnight Ranting Test. We do need to do
we
more.
need more Midnight Rain. Oh, thank you. Sending so much love, Robin.
Thanks Robin.
Hope you all had a fun time on this episode of Skeptic and Ranting, where we watched a video from ShockofGod called How Atheism Makes You Stupid for a Stupidly Good Time. I want to thank my co-host James W., along with our guest Robin, woo-hoo, along with all the people in chat, our awesome mods who make the stream so great, and lovely viewers like you who make this channel even possible. Please don't forget to like, follow, subscribe, hit the bell icon so you can see our premieres or join our live streams, or hey, leave a comment once the video is done. I am going to update things like the Discord. We're going to put a new link down there.
Leave a real comment.
Revamping. Leave a real. I know exactly. If there aren't any comments, that's okay. And yet, if you feel like making a comment, feel free to do so. Or become a member of ShockofGod channel, because he needs a friend. He needs a commenter. He's got nobody. Among those 57,000, James, it's a shame. Again, I'm not going after them. Your viewership, your subscribers, even if you have one subscriber, 2 subscriber, got to start somewhere. Don't lie. Don't cheat. Don't steal.
Oh,
anyway.
Well, there's somebody who used to have a lot of subscribers. But is down to 1.09 subscribers. Looks like their channel got deleted and they remade it.
Oh.
The Mr. Praise I Am.
Praise I Am That I Am.
Remember when he had like 10 times?
They're in our chat right now.
Well,
I can't have Big Bad Mom. It's such a stupid. It's so sending so much love to both Big Bad Mom and Praise I Am. But yes, we're revamping everything. So sending love to supporters, Patreons, a lot of stuff. I know I say that every time. And yet, James, if you wish upon a star, then you still actually have to do the hard work. That's kind of how, yes, not magic systems work. Nonetheless, I love everybody out there. So does James. All right. We will see you all on the next episode of Skeptic Ball.
Good night.
Good night, everyone. Mwah, mwah, mwah.
Except Amy could figure those out on her own, C-sign. She didn't have to
the 10
read
Commandments
it in a book. Yeah.
Listen, I'm not the first one to say this. You can make it on napkin. Literally the 10. But that to be continued. Yes. To be continued. Many theistic and atheistic debates. We'll see you all in the next episode of Skeptic Ball Z. Good night, everyone. Mwah. Good night.
Good night.